Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, Texas Governor Greg Abbott is threatening to expel Democrats who fled the state to avoid a redistricting vote. Skipping a vote because you don't like the outcome isn't brave. It's what my niece does when she loses at Monopoly. Then, Hakeem Jeffries says that the Republicans are running scared in response to those fleeing Democrats. If Republicans are running scared, then why are Democrats the ones hiding in a La Quinta in Chicago? Next, President Trump says that he now loves Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad after learning she's a registered Republican. So Democrats have Rosie O'Donnell, and Republicans now have Sydney Sweeney. I think we win this round, and the next 12. And finally, after The Late Show got canceled, Stephen Colbert has landed a new role. CBS announced the role doesn't require any comedic timing, which explains why Colbert was their first choice. Stick around to find out what it is. And then we go to the comment section. We have a few fun comments that I thought were good, and then we're going to a more substantive comment on the segment we did about Kamala Harris not being able to name who the Democratic leader was. We had a number of comments saying that the leader is Ken Martin. So who is Ken Martin, and does he have a lot of power? All right, let's dive in. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has threatened to expel and arrest Democrat state lawmakers who fled the state to block a redistricting vote. In their defense, staying in Texas would have meant working, and that violates at least 3 planks of the Democratic platform. Roughly 50 Democratic members of the 150-member Texas House left for Chicago on Sunday night in an effort to prevent the chamber from reaching the quorum of 100 members required to conduct business. Fewer Democratic members would have fled, but none of them could count. Their departure was aimed at stalling a vote on a redistricting proposal that could give Republicans up to 5 additional U.S. House seats in next year's midterm elections. They're trying to stop Republicans from getting 5 more seats by giving up their own seats. It's a bold strategy, folks. The governor emphasized that voting is a constitutional duty, not optional, and cited Article 3, Section 13 of the Texas Constitution, which allows for the removal of legislators who abandon their office, creating vacancies that the governor can swiftly fill. Abbott had to remind grown adults that showing up for work is mandatory. Just let that sink in. In addition to removal from office, Abbott warned that Democrats may face criminal charges for fundraising efforts related to their absence, which could constitute a felony under Texas bribery laws. One more illegal GoFundMe, and they'll have to register it as a super PAC. So there you have it. Texas Democrats discovered that the best way to fight for your constituents is to abandon them entirely. Hakeem Jeffries says that the Texas Democrats who fled the state to Chicago in order to stop a redistricting vote have the Republicans running scared.
Because this is an extraordinary act that Republicans have been ordered to undertake to try to gerrymander the Texas congressional map as part of an effort to rig the midterm elections. Wolf, that's what this is all about, because Donald Trump, House Republicans, and the Texas Republican Party, they're all running scared because they have failed the American people.
Yes, you know that the Republicans are running scared because they went to work on Monday. The only ones that are running are the Democrats, and they're running like there's a Waffle House closing in 10 minutes. President Trump is praising Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle ad after learning that she's a registered Republican, breaking the internet and causing liberal meltdowns across the globe.
Hot actress right
She's
now.
a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney? That's what I wouldn't have known, but I'm glad you told me that. If Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican, I think her ad is fantastic. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
It didn't take a debate or a bill, just a hot girl in jeans who votes red, and the left needs a safe space and a sedative. Welcome aboard, Sydney. On this side, we have parents who actually know what gender their kids are. Stephen Colbert has secured his next job following the cancellation of The Late Show. Colbert will be portraying a late-night talk show host in a CBS series called Elizabeth, a spinoff of The Good Wife. So Stephen Colbert is being hired to play a fake late-night show host on CBS. So basically the same job he has now. And now on to the comment section. We are going to start off with just a few fun comments that kind of gave me a laugh. So the first ones were on the segment that we did about Elizabeth Warren falling down. Sorry, just thinking about that makes me laugh. If you missed it, you should watch it. But so on that segment where she fell down on the Senate floor, we had this comment from Yuda Namik. I swear that desk intentionally moved to avoid catching her. I just thought that was fun. And here's another good one from Mark Narvison, 4853. Too much firewater. Okay, and then this is from we did a segment on Kamala Harris when she said that the system was broken, which was incredible. She and Biden broke it, or whoever was in charge broke it. So on that segment, we had this comment from Patricia Cannon. I wonder who broke it, Kamala Sutra. I just thought that was a funny spin on her name. Okay, so now this is onto the substantive comment. This was on the segment that we did where Kamala Harris wouldn't name who the Democratic leader was, or just name any Democratic leader. She wouldn't give any names. There were a number of comments naming Ken Martin, saying Ken Martin is the leader. This one from Robert T4S 3P. Ken Martin, the DNC's new chair, elected February 3rd, 2025. So I thought we could take a quick look at that, and you can just confirm that really is who the new DNC chair is. So here, this article is from NBC News, and this is back in February. Ken Martin wins election as the next chair of the Democratic National Committee. And here is a little blurb from that. Ken Martin, the longtime leader of the state Democratic Party organization in Minnesota, will be the new Democratic National Committee chair after winning Saturday's election, as his party looks to turn the page and recover from a dismal 2024. So, and how much power does this guy really have? So, he obviously doesn't have any power in the Senate or in Congress. But his power comes down to the DNC, which controls the rules of the committee and the nomination process. So let's say you wanted to pull some shenanigans in the Democratic National Committee and get someone in without having anybody vote for her in the primary. You like Kamala, the whole Kamala thing. So the DNC chair would have a lot of power and control over being able to enable something like that to happen. So I think that's where, because they help control the rules, policies, and that nomination process, that's where I think he would have a lot of control and power. But things are not all rosy for Ken. This is an article from Politico. We're not going to dig into the details, but just the headline: weak, whiny, and invisible. Critics of DNC Chair Ken Martin savage his tenure. And this tenure was only, I think, a few months old when this thing came out. So he's having a lot of issues with other people in the party. So how much power he has, we'll wait to see that. But anyway, Ken Martin, DNC chair. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.